It is Overpass ready to get underway. NiP with such a strong first map. Remember, Rez got that ace in the first pistol last time out, but this time, he's the man with the utility. So if he aced again, I would be hella impressed.
Not often a player starts a half and finishes a half with an ace. Config looking for the initial one, as is Fame. You can see Jane rotating around the back as well. Rez staying on the balcony. Quick rotation if required. There is the first of two flashes deployed. Brollan has a look, but outsiders are playing far back. He sees absolutely nothing. Now, does that invite outsiders to move forward towards B? You can see NiP, having seen nothing in Monster, will slowly start to play a little closer to the back. A bit faster of a rotation. Headtrick will put a third man on the A bomb site as Config starts to wonder where these outsiders players actually are. There's Jane and there's Fame.
Oh, how clean is that? Don't need more than 2 bullets on the execution from behind. Flip, thankfully able to bring something back for outsiders, and in fact, the smoke into the B site forced Brollan up, but Rez has also landed a shot from heaven, and Alexi, 2 clean kills of his own. NiP off to the races again.
I love this from NiP. Not going to wait around and allow outsiders to just lurk around the map quietly. They will find the right way to get behind the defenses. Great one-taps around that party position. Really hamstringing outsiders straight out of the gate. So we're still looking for outsiders at the moment. They are somewhat missing. Lovely.
Brollan's like, I don't need to do anything, man. I'm sitting here. I'm chilling.
Well then, a minimal investment from outsiders. Flit drops immediately. You can see the door is being blown off as per usual. Quick rotation for Headtrick. One in connected though, which may try to finish him off, but he'll swap positions with Rez. Cold as a cucumber in the fridge. Outsiders.
To be fair, anything is cold in the fridge.
That is true.
That's how that works.
Cold as any item in the fridge.
Outsiders. Cold as any, take your pick.
Choose your own item. Cold as a brick in the fridge. How about that?
Sure, why not? Yeah. It's a bit of fun. Well, we got the MP9 Headtrick making some money, which I'm sure he's happy about. Ooh. Oh my god, dude.
94, cousin. Really taking the time, outsiders.
As we know they like to do, even with the pistols.
I do wonder if there's conversation being had amongst the team, talking about the round to come. Oh, man.
That's why they do it.
Yep.
NiP overextend, now a rifle, but now you have to commit to this A site. And NiP know it.
Yeah, they need to die. It is in their interest for the most part, because they need their loss bonus. 13 seconds on the clock, and indeed, it'll be very dry. Just sapping the energy of ninjas in pajamas. Perhaps it pays off later on, but maybe they're a little slower when outsiders start to swing with how long they've been made to wait and stare at angles on the CT side. It's hard to just stare at an angle.
Yeah.
Just for ages and keep alert and so on. But now the AKs are out. Less than ideal utility, but indeed they did squeeze something out of that round, outsiders. They did get a kill from that. Brollan looking for his first frag. Maybe round 3 will be the trick for him.
Headtrick was looking good with that AWP on the first map. He's got it out early on the CT side in this one. Looked for the initial contact, however, no rifle support for him in bathrooms. Instead, Brollan's playing on long. So I think falling back was a good shout here from Headtrick. Utility from outsiders allows them to start to close the gap on bathrooms. They're actually going into their own smoke. They're going to wait in that as it fades to be able to clear out the long bathrooms. And NiP seem comfortable just playing back towards the bomb site right now.
One minute mark. Plenty of time for outsiders. No one with possession of short B at present. Pop flash and a swing on long. The bomb so far away in the hands of James, as we saw on the previous Overpass as well. Capable of rotating, being given to a teammate though, as James will be the utility man. But where is the smoke going to go? Starting to speed up now. Classic AWP rifle setup. Brollan will be the first to engage, and that's the bomb spotted. Kicker realizes what the setup might be, but Hedrick has to deliver now. Two coming, and everything starts collapsing for Ninjas in Pajamas. Config on the way, but Chiron's already in the bank position, which really compromises where he can stand. He's got to pick his timing well. 15 seconds on the clock as the bomb is planted, and Config starts to fall away.
Nice work from Outsiders, even up against the AWP towards A. It's a really clean site take for them. I think that James lineup might have been the dumpster smoke, or certainly one of those A site smokes. Pretty cool that he's got a lineup from that far away. NiP, unfortunately, it's the FAMAS players surviving. Hedrick with that AWP was on the A site, so James will get to scavenge that. I feel like James the kind of guy who might actually prefer stealing his opponent's AWP to getting like a nice 3K or like a nice shot with the AWP. I feel like he takes pleasure in that. He's sitting there like, yes, you have wasted your money.
It was so interesting, the last series for Outsiders. Many rounds we saw James just rolling with a Tech 9 only. Even when he had the money to buy an AWP, sometimes he's just like, nah, I'm cool with this Tech 9. I'm holding the bomb, he's playing he's playing his role. He's far back. He's throwing grenades for his team and rotating, just chilling with a Tech 9. AWP out early. Maybe there's a higher urgency here. They need to find their confidence. See James in connector with the AWP, just trying to defend the connector door, which isn't blown off yet on this occasion. Normally it is. And again, NiP not really respecting Outsiders, taking so much map control. But the question is timing. Can they pick the right timing to press on from these positions? Because Outsiders are not shy to wait. Flit surviving with 12 HP. Important duel to be won. As Chiron starts to wonder, Fame covering his back. Keep an eye on 4 and 2. Sorry, keep an eye on 4 and 2, yeah, on the radar. See when they start to move. Giving sound cues away, but Chiron watching long the entire time. At some point, they're going to have to start moving. Ninjas in Pajamas going to have to start flanking. Molly's heard towards toilets. Will that make them press on?
Oh, this is some fake presence towards A, and NiP have fully rotated. This is what Outsiders can do to you. Playing across the map, they bring the bomb back to B, which is completely clear. And even though those A-long players have finally pushed, I think the info might have come too late. Kicker and Chiron on an excursion. Fame struggling on that spray. Still wants to stick around, but he's low on ammo, and, well, that doesn't even matter. It's Alexi B to get him with the MP9. Oh, Flit was low, but luckily in the corner goes overlooked. I still think Outsiders should be fine here. Might be about trying to get some guns for NiP.
I think they walked into the B bomb site with about 45 seconds on the clock there. So keep an eye on how they change their approach in rounds to come. Outsiders, masters of outmaneuvering teams in these slow rounds. NiP will try to keep their economy intact. You can see the monetary struggles they've got now. Outsiders tying the score early after such a struggle on Vertigo. They definitely know their way around Overpass.
I wouldn't be surprised to see NiP continue to show different looks on their CT side here. I feel like those mid-round aggressions will be important for them. And when you have a few cheeky setups, like 2 towards long, gives you slightly better options to get that info. But I also like Outsiders going just slightly faster than they usually would on towards that B site. Not completely running down the clock. It means that mid-round aggression wasn't as valuable for NiP. There's 4B early for NiP in this round. Couple of rifles in play for them, and a big ol' run boost for Config. I like having Config with an AK in this round. He's happy to look for fights, and now we've got the 3-man boost. You don't see this too often nowadays, but it gets some good information. The question is, what do NiP do with that? Because they're still sticking with 4 on B right now. But maybe with that info, you could either rotate or even just try and take B short if you think it's clear.
Jame playing very safe with the bomb. So far behind his teammates. Again, the support player on the T side, Jame. Flashing his teammates in.
Bloody hell, A is open.
49 seconds on the clock. They haven't pressed in just yet. They've heard some presence on B outsiders. They don't have position to really make a play towards A. So how much rotation are we going to see here? Flit waiting for a boost to come through. LXCB walking to his doom. Flit looking for info now. Surely has the green light on the A bomb side. Brollan wins the duel with a USP. Almost gets the head trick to trade. Bombs on the floor. So is head trick. 25 seconds. 2-1-2 all of a sudden. That one sped up real quick. Rez has a defuse kit and a smoke. If he can push them off the site, then this could get real interesting indeed. Jame, though, might be stuck at the truck. Looking towards bank now. Moving behind the smoke. Here's the reload. Knows where Config is, but where is the other? Almost a gap there. This is bold from Jame, and it's perfect. Config just about can't see him through the edge of that smoke. Down he goes eventually. He sees the arm of Fame as well, and they've somehow managed to clutch it. The USP frag from the truck was huge for NiP.
Damn, you don't often see Jame get lost like that. He was concerned about the flank through connector, the players coming back through bathrooms. And I think because Fame went to play over towards A long, it became almost impossible for Jame to know where he had to look. He had so many angles he had to be scared of. NiP with a steal of a round. Outsiders still have money, but that's great for NiP. They've actually got a chance to try and break that T economy now.
Not often you see Jame falling like that in a 2 versus 2 post plant. Have they had their coffee today? Start to wonder. In connector once again. This time, a change in approach from outsiders. They haven't often been fast towards short B. They haven't really challenged for it in the rounds prior, but here they are. Early control. Squeaky doors blown off. You can see Brollan with the AUG on long. Looking for that long-range information. Head trick around the toilets. See how they support each other later on. But there's a big focus here from outsiders who may go for an earlier round towards B once again.
This could be a nice change of pace. Outsiders are so good at knowing when to just switch up the pace of their play slightly. If they think they can catch you off guard with a slightly faster round than you'll expect, they can oftentimes be good at knowing when to do that.
What is Jame up to here? Oh, he's going to smoke the balcony. The running smoke. He missed it last time. He should be a bit more to the left, I feel like. Should be in line with that square. Is he going to miss it again?
That'll do. 2 CTs on B for NiP, so they're going to focus hard on Monster right now. Outsiders faking that presence. They're trying to come back to A, and it's just as NiP start to leave this A bomb site. Oh boy.
They're not in position to get their sound cues. No one's at the back of the B bomb site to hear this. That could have been so much information for them. 10 seconds to plant a bomb. There's a molly landing on default, but it's a truck plant now for Fame. 4 on 3. Outsiders. Late call, but they will win on the A bomb site with no map control, basically. One guy in connector. And again, the time is so low. NiP have to play on the sites there, but they didn't have anybody near connector to hear the rotation. They head towards B as outsiders head towards A. It's crazy to watch.
It's amazing how outsiders find those timing windows, because it's not like there was a massive opportunity there. I feel like it was 5 or 10 seconds where NiP decided to leave the site briefly, and outsiders just always seem to find the right time to make the play happen. You see some other teams sometimes just hesitate for a few seconds and it make the difference. Outsiders know exactly how they need to play that round. Just getting that bomb down in time. NiP tried to force the retake, but outsiders were too well established on the bomb site.
We've seen some really cool strats from outsiders that I feel like many other teams wouldn't be brazen enough to do. There was a late one versus Fnatic where Jame was the flash man, sending 2 guys in towards B as 2 guys pushed A at the same time. Rotated the bomb alone through connector for the A play. It was pretty wild. So interesting to see how they judge these things as well. The right play to make.
That was 2 mollies in connector from Flip. And Brollan and Rez were trying to play there, but the second molly forces them away.
Dodging the late incendiary on the A bomb site with the truck plant as well. It's like they're in bullet time, just dodging all the rounds coming in from NiP. Now, we've seen the NiP win an unlikely round already. Head trick, that scope's been heard. Kicker will make some footsteps as he desperately falls back. So NiP have a clue there. Somebody was trying to find themselves an entry on B. Present still on the A bomb site. They've seen 1 player on B, 1 player on A, NiP. What do they make of this? Chiron by the toilets catches Rez on the rotation. And the bomb's essentially at T-spawn in the hands of James. Their options are wide open for them outsiders. Brollan looking over the smoke now. Might catch Chiron. Some pre-fire though. He's got to be careful. Down he goes as well.
Solid openers. NiP had a mishmash of a buy in this round. I think outsiders figured that out. As soon as they heard that up towards B, they come back to A. And even though there was 1 rifle here that got cycled between the 2 CTs, the fights aren't favorable for them. Really happy to see how comfortable Chiron is looking, slotting into outsiders. I remember some of the players when they initially joined the team under James' leadership said that they weren't fully figuring everything out. It took a while for them to understand James' calling and what they needed to do. I think Chiron's fitting in pretty well. There's definitely some improvement to be had. Oh, nice try on this boost. But I feel like Chiron's just individual ability is clear to see. And that's the main thing you want to see early on this outsiders roster.
Someone needs to throw a flash and then the molly. We need a combo. I need someone to be standing in the molly blind, not know they're on fire and die. I need to see that at some point in the life of Overpass. That needs to happen. I'm going to keep putting it out there in the universe until it does. Get a pop flash from barrels, then throw the incendiary, let them hide in the corner blind, and fall to the flames. Head trick will be going aggressive with the AWP. That's the big weapon in this round. We'll have to fall back before players might go to party. 2 men sending it on long for outsiders. They just picked the right timing. Of course, this is a weak buy for Ninjas in Pajamas. 3 players on pistols. They're basically saving for the next, what they had previously. Oh, not expecting that from outsiders. Head trick, what does he do now? Not sure if he spotted 2 or 1. There was some traffic there, so it's not completely clear. So now he'll be entertained by outsiders in a long position. Meanwhile, what will the rest of the team do? You can see the escape there. Bomb not spotted, of course. James so far back with the bomb. Every round. That's why it's so hard to identify what they should be doing, NiP. They see the 4 back and they start to send 2 players up long. Smart decision from NiP. But picking the right timing versus outsiders on Overpass, very hard to do.
Still a good spread from outsiders. Chiron was the man up through the bathrooms, but everyone else coming back to B. Interestingly, they are going to get a fight close range, and Flitz almost makes it 2. The AWP just about able to get away. And now Chiron gets an A entry. The bomb could try and come back, but Config's still here. The bomb is going to go back down connector. James says, hell no, but he's got to come back up. Trade is there, 17 seconds. They should have plenty of time to deliver that bomb to this A bomb site.
It's a great call. James runs to his death, takes one for the team, allowing his teammate to trade with Chiron in a bank position. That's the play to make, and they made it so quickly as well. More risk towards that B area. You can see NiP were waiting because surely he had to go. He died for the cause, though. And outsiders will make their way to 5. Just solving the problems round after round. But, again, this was a round where NiP had only 2 rifles, which they still have at the moment. Trick going back for a peek. Don't think they've seen Rez, though. But really, these guys need to try and hold on to what they have. Oh, Head Trick looking away just at a horrible time. Needed that AWP. Rez had this point covered. Now he's in trouble as well. They won't take anything into the next round. Outsiders take it all away. 2 AKs and AWP, 2-round lead as NiP come back on the bye.
And you can see just how composed Outsiders look. They are not letting that first map loss rattle them, even though it was a stomp. They know that Overpass is a map that's so good for them. And I think for NiP, the fact that their CT side is showing weaknesses here on this map suggests to me that Outsiders are very heavy favorites in this one. Because it's normally that T side that teams struggle on if it's a map they don't play often. It's very hard to coordinate and play between the bomb sites like Outsiders do. So for Outsiders to already have this many T rounds and likely more coming, looks good for them. Flip in connector, hoping that Brollan strays a little too far, and indeed he does. Opener for Flip, but he's got to be careful. More aggression comes his way, and he hits a second headshot. He even hit Rez through the wall accidentally.
Yeah, that timing wasn't great for NiP. Of course, they had concerns at the back of connector. We've seen James in con with the AWP as well, so really hard to pinch that position without a smoke down. Start to execute now. That grenade could be huge. Head trick falling back though. Nice chunks. Flip finally has been dealt with, which raises the threat through connector. We still have a lurker towards B, waiting to take all the saving weapons away as the bomb heads up on long. James gonna post up now as Chiron goes for the bomb plant. Fame in the toilets, not too concerned with connector, and indeed, NiP haven't chosen to go for this. They are saving once again. And the net is pretty tight already with Kikurt's position. He won't be expected by Alexi B. Knife out. Gun won't be out in time. They'll lose more rifles as Outsiders head towards 6.
Funnily enough, Outsiders are hunting so heavily here. The bomb is actually a little exposed, but it won't matter. NiP don't have anyone near. Head trick. Looking to flank this player that snuck past him. That's a nice execution from behind. And, oh, the AWP of James dropped. Outsiders' money is still pretty good. They also can get that back. Fame will save it, and Kicker also falls. I think that's fine for Outsiders, though. They know they've got so much money that it's worth trying to hunt these NiP players. Even though they lose a bunch of guns, it's obviously not ideal, but it's not the end of the world for Outsiders. And NiP decide they need a timeout. They've been trying a bunch of different setups. They've been trying to get aggressive at times, like that previous round we just saw in Connector. But Outsiders just look so high class on this map.
The game is not as close as the score suggests. If we ignore the pistol-related rounds, it is 6-1 to Outsiders, to give you a measure of NiP's lack of success versus this T side. Just the 1 round 5 rounds ago. 4 in a row for Outsiders. We'll see if they're good for a 5th. There are 2 AKs in the hands of NiP. Sometimes it feels like they're doing more with less. Bunch of pistols, some utility. Outsiders very well equipped indeed. No AWP, but Head trick still sending it with the AK-47. Chiron and Fame will have to try and figure this out now. Try and get some map control. See James creeping as well. Now, how do they respond to this? They know there are weaknesses. They know there were 2 saved rifles, and one of them is all the way down long. So do they try to send it straight into the B bomb site? There's another rifle somewhere, and the pistols are dangerous as well. Not the first time we've seen Kikurt just creeping in, dry peeking. He's got the flashes. Will there be chain flashes as well? Avoided by Config. We know what he can do with the Deagle. He'll need to get working now. Running distraction at least. Bait set up as well. Rez can play off of this. The molly's deep enough, though, that he can't. He'll stand his ground and try and find the kills. Only good for 1. James spots 1 at the back. Goes for the bomb plant. Head trick rotating with that AK now. 2v3, favoring Outsiders. James looking for boosts. Jumps. The way he jumps towards the pillar there to get that quick information. Very nice indeed. Very efficient. But still only 1 of the 2 players. Both with Kevlar, no kit. Look like they might try and get something done here. They can both buy in the rounds to come regardless. Down goes Brollan looking for the information. 1v2, no kit though. Head trick's done all he can do really. So he'll hold on to the AK, and it will be 7 rounds for Outsiders.
Has been nice to see Headtrick still playing well, but it is a silver lining right now for NiP on this map. And a nice switch in pace from Outsiders. I thought NiP did a good job at activating Headtrick early. They put a couple of mollies into mid. They get Headtrick into that advanced position where he's able to get away with an opener. But then Outsiders just quickly respond towards B. And even though NiP had players pushed into B short, Outsiders didn't overlook that possibility. They've looked so dialed in here, Outsiders. They've basically made this map a no contest, really, in these early rounds. These gun rounds have just been so decisive. Finally, a buy back for NiP. That AWP of Headtrick is playing in Connector. Oh, but the molly will spread to him, so no chance for the pick.
That has been a really sore pain point.
Yeah.
This Connector position. Haven't seen too much spray from CT into Connector either to support that player, as you often might. Maybe fearing an AWP firing back at them. NiP will be further back on this occasion. No long plays as we've seen in rounds prior. Molly for Divider, take the AWP angles away. Minutes on the clock. All the time in the world as far as Outsiders are concerned. Headtrick has to be really careful. The angle is very advantageous for James now. On the CT side, we can expect him to be on that elevated grass bed looking towards Connector and Divider. But there's plenty of key rounds to come first. Showing some presence now. He's got Fame creeping up the rifle support, the sound cues. He hears the CTs falling back. That just allows him to take that map control in kind. Brollan will just deliver the frag, though. The remainder of Outsiders heading towards B, where there's only 2 players here for NiP. We'll start to see the grenades. They're lining up. Config will get both of them. And the bomb. 16 seconds. And finally, there's some life in NiP. We won't be giving this one up.
James seeing if anyone peeks him at the end. But I feel like NiP might want to save all their guns, keep some good money for their CT side, and that is what they will do. Nice little setup there from NiP. You see both players on the side of Monster, because they realized, look, if we don't have the full players towards B, we might as well just focus one of the choke points first, so that if it is a split onto the site, we can at least shut down one side of it. And as soon as you do that with the spray from Config, you're going to be in good shape. As you saw, Outsiders had to save.
Look how frustrated Kickert is.
Yeah, I know, right?
One thing's gone wrong in so many rounds, and he's like, I can't believe this.
What the hell, man? And they've taken a timeout. Maybe just to let that frustration pass through them.
NiP breaking a 5-round streak for Outsiders. Very few and far between, though, on this CT half, but 8 are still possible. Brollan will continue with the AUG. 2 scopes then for NiP. Headtrick, of course, on the AWP.
3 towards A early, but Alexi B will move towards Connector. NiP have had basically no success there. Yeah, and I think Alexi is going to fade away from that position again. It's nice seeing an AUG on the server every now and then. I like that I think it's still viable.
Absolutely. 100% armor penetration. Or is that the Krieg? It's the Krieg on the AUG. Back in the room. No, it is pretty useful, though. The scope definitely has purposes.
I think it's in a good spot. You'll very occasionally see it, but you don't want it taken over.
Again, Kickert just going for these dry peaks. Oh,
damn.
Man, so nasty. In they go. The bomb not committed just yet, though. Still throwing support grenades for the rest of the squad. So tough for Rez. He hears grenades being thrown behind him, but Kickert's in the front with the second entry, and just like that, this round may be over as far as winning it is concerned, but it's not over as far as saving is concerned, because once again, they are surrounded. There's always a lurker on the other side, just waiting to make life even worse.
Outsiders are hungry, hungry hippos right now. They want to get rid of all the NiP players. And with good reason. They've got enough money. Oh boy, Flit with the eventual spray successful. And Alexi B tasked with holding on to the sniper. NiP's money is also pretty decent. But you definitely do want to save this AWP if you can. They're coming for him, but I don't think they're going to get to him in time. Oh, Alexi. Okay, he's fine. It's all fine.
Just about survived, but they haven't been able to get anything going early with that AWP. Headtrick has a terrible spawn for the A bomb site. Maybe the worst spawn possible. Kicker finally getting these entries. At least a third time he's just crept into Monster. Very oppressive game from Outsiders. That flashbang just forcing Jame away. Again, he's down to 50 HP early as he was in the round prior. Didn't matter though. No fast short B takes from Outsiders this time. We see a familiar setup from NiP on B. Hard to break. But again, when there's only two players there, difficult to hear the rotation as well. Kicker once more into the breach, once more. Oh, the trade frag will be here by Chiron. And perhaps he's done his job. They're not going to raise the variance level though, Outsiders. Being careful, flashing Flit in. The support flashes from Jame doing the job. Still up a man advantage. Fame creeping. Headtrick's seen him, but what can he really do? Oh, the crouch peek from Fame. Remorseless, relentless from Outsiders on the T side.
Yeah, Fame just keeps lurking in those bathrooms, just being so annoying. You can never seem to get rid of him in that position. And for Outsiders, as you pointed out, they don't ever get ahead of themselves. They don't ever overcommit to these positions. They're such a well-drilled team. I feel like on other squads, even if the plan was to slow down there, occasionally you'd see some players just say, you know what, I'm just going to take the freedom. I'm not going to listen to my in-game leader. I'm just going to go. Or maybe they wouldn't fully understand that their in-game leader wanted them to stop. But Jame has this team so well drilled.
Second AWP comes out for Ninjas in Pajamas.
Yeah, they need something.
Been really hard to solve. You can see the power of the org there. Just make sure those bullets land. Double orb, triple FAMAS. Second last round of the first half. It's been so strong from Outsiders. 9-2 in terms of performance. Outside of the pistol. Big T-side so far. But that's a great start from Headtrick. Now, can Alexi B catch anyone by surprise? In fact, both AWPs are on the A-bomb site. With all the French guns on B. Decided to give up on the connector area, at least for this round. In terms of contesting it. Again, Kikert's creeping through. Will there be flashes?
Oh, no.
Look how many teams are here. Welcome to the party. Config with 3. A much needed round for Ninjas in Pajamas. Whatever they can take from this will be massive. Split now. Could just try and get as many frags as possible. NiP can't really afford too many losses here. Jame has 83-50, and indeed, well, he doesn't know that there's two AWPs, I suppose. But he needs to try and find some frags here. Everybody will have money next round. But NiP could still be on the ropes.
Yeah, no reason not to try it, or at least try damage. Unless you're scared about giving the AK to the CTs. 22 seconds. Flip will swing open the door. He's going to try and see if he can run into B. But NiP have so many players here. It won't work out for him. Headtrick locking it in. A 5th round for NiP. Still not looking too great for them, but that's at least a nice round. A nice, comfortable, confident round win with Config having an incredible impact with that FAMAS. Did not expect him to get 3. I thought Outsiders might realize that they were stuck on the CTs, but I don't think they were trying to walk forwards. I actually think both teams were trying to sit in the smoke because you can get that advantage as it fades. Config showed us exactly that. Last round of the first half, NiP with a chance to salvage 6. Still wouldn't be great for them, but it could be enough to make Outsiders sweat slightly.
Ten kills for Flit. Been quite a problem in this connector position. Instrumental in gaining an advantage for Outsiders.
Just looked at the kills and deaths, you might not even think Outsiders were in the lead. They've barely got anyone positive on KD. But they've just been getting a few kills, and Alexi takes big damage from the nade. Flit looking for this fight. They'll back up.
Brollan dancing from side to side as T's walk outside the toilets. Start moving inside. Does Brollan go for the flank? Holding position for now. He's fired one bullet. They know where he is now. 5 players up for both squads. Still, James very passive with the bomb. Just allowing the probes to go out and find that information. Then they'll decide where to send it. Shadow from Kika is shown. Basically baiting information by showing his shadow there. That wasn't even a shoulder jiggle. That was a shadow jiggle from Kika. Waiting for the flashes now to start swinging, or just going in dry, in fact. Alexi B's close with the AWP. Looking to his left-hand side. Kicker finally dropped now. 21 seconds on the clock. Rotation coming through from NiP. They need to be fast. They still haven't seen the bomb. Still wondering somewhat. Now they see it. Chiron dropped. Man advantage for NiP. Bomb could get planted, though. We can see Fame going for it now. No retake utility beyond a flash for Brollan. This one still won't be easy. Jame on the AWP. Post-plant. So dangerous. Fame starting to creep. Down one goes. Brollan's been dropped. Rez here to trade. Jame moving forward with the AWP now. Hard to pick the right if the top isn't smoked, but he'll deliver the frag, and there's the instant trade. Alexi B on the side of the AWP. Double up retake will work out, and NiP will get 6 rounds on the board as we head to half-time.
Бараж делаем сейчас.
Какой?
Первый смог об стенку, флеш правой кнопки. Второй флеш, тушит. Четвертый, две флеш-вальды и смог темную. Сделайте четвертого.
Налево.
Я сделаю четвертого. Я третьего.
Фокус.
Just 1 round away. And with plenty of money, they switch to Tech 9s and Mac 10s. Another change of pace. How do you see this coming? How do you read it? And how do you stop it if you're Mouse?
Я тоже дал.
Ворвал! Квадрат аккуратно.
Чё? Руин убил. Светлая.
Петь, уйди отсюда, если можешь.
Два, три все тут,
Да.
Могу через 9.
Да.
Беги со звуком.
Беги. Look at Fame, he's making noise intentionally. He's running and frozen. He's not ready. What a great bait setup.
Петя, молик диагональ и ставь бомбу.
Один зи красный, торс 50 хп.
Рейды рано были, дыму будут. Бомбу запомните, как стоит.
Бомба.
Фолт левее. Я смотрю, курю.
Красный, найс. Не красный, сотый должен быть.
Все, я забрал лево.
Nice to see the communication from outsiders there, the intensity on point back from the Rio Major. Now we'll see if they can bounce back here in Katowice. They're looking good right now on Overpass in this elimination match. It is outsiders getting onto that CT side, and they've got double dualies for the pistol.
Outsiders so grimy on Overpass. Grimy. Oh,
Run boost. Maybe not. They're just teasing us.
bomb is committed to be at present. Super Mario in the meantime. You can see Rez. He's jumping backwards because it's harder to shoot the back of the head there. Very deliberate. He is the bait. Making space for the P250 of Brollan. Continuing to clear the area now. As we can see, outsiders are playing from the bomb sites, plural.
Not a bad bit of damage onto James. Taken down to critical health. Outsiders aren't going to shift this setup, though. Not just by seeing a couple of players towards A.
They're the kings of that kind of play as well. Showing presence and pushing elsewhere. Fame. Just so pedestrian, that headshot. So, okay, I guess you're going to make a move now. 5v4, thank you. They're starting to rotate away, though. That bomb is going to start sending it. Connector door is closed. They realize what is happening. James trying to stay alive. They're trying to find a frag. Rez moving forward. We know how dangerous he is with the pistols. 20 seconds to plant a bomb. That shouldn't be an issue. A slow lurk from one of the outsiders players through connector. The rest coming in from CT and trying to go as fast as they can. Cairo dropping Alexi. Brollan running out of bullets. Does he have any cover from his teammates? Split with the Julies will deliver the multi-frags. And now it's Headtrick to do it. 1 versus 3. Stuck in the middle of the site. That flank is coming. Forces his way forward. He knows Kikut's behind him. The Glock versus the Julies. One won't be easy. Found himself a flashbang, but surely he doesn't pull that one out. Kikut running all the way now. Headtrick having a look. Kikut doesn't have a defuse kit. This is wasting a lot of time, maybe too much time. And he's falling away with the Kevlar because there isn't time to defuse the bomb.
Big 1v3 from Headtrick. Getting a well-earned fist bump there. Doesn't need all the frags. Just needs those first 2 quickly because outsiders don't have enough time to play the bomb. And Headtrick is having a really strong series here. He's come to play today.
Remember how happy NiP were when they won the pistol in the first half? Didn't last very long. See if they can change things in a second or if it will be a mirror. This time outsiders have gone for a full force buy. James on the scout. See if he looks for the headshots. And again, these funky buys from outsiders are terrifying to play against. Always a difficult squad. But now on the T side, at least Ninjas in Pajamas can set the pace. Far better equipped, 5 rifles, 3 Galils. Great for armor penetration. Plenty of util as well. 2 Molotovs, they'll have to use them wisely, especially if time starts to run down.
Standard smoke into the bathrooms. Now James has to be aware that they will be looking his way if they do come around this corner. And oh, Headtrick. He's feeling it, man. I think if NiP have a chance on this map, it's massively thanks to Headtrick. Swings for the headshot, even if he takes a tag in the process. And now Brollan getting involved. NiP players starting to show up individually. And this is what was so good for them on their T side of Vertigo. Just winning fights like these.
Lexi B almost baiting with the footsteps. Bombs drops briefly, but Flitz has a lot of targets coming his way. Full armor and an MP9, sorry, Kevlar and an MP9 versus 4 players. How long does he hang around for? If he's gifted something, he'll take it. I'm not sure if he runs to his doom here. It's an eco round on the way for Outsiders. The MP9 could be useful.
Do like this MP9 skin. Almost reminds me of like DNA strands or something.
Those are veins.
Ah,
Capillaries.
that would make sense. That makes sense.
I think it's called capillary.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. I don't really look at SMG
What kind of
skins
DNA
much.
strands have you got?
Yeah, I don't know, man. My DNA's special. What can I say? Well, nothing doing here for Flip. Kind of impressive that Outsiders are winning this game while having no one with a positive KD. That's just how they roll. That's how they do it. Don't think there's any chance Flip will find anyone at the end there. So NiP up to 8 rounds. It's going to be much harder for NiP to play the way they did on Vertigo here on the T side of Overpass. But this is a really promising sign for seeing them win all these fights. A couple of them were fair fights against Outsiders players. Once we get to the gun rounds, Outsiders will have the utility and have the ability to just stay at range and not give away those early fights as easily to NiP. But for now, good start to the T side for the Ninjas.
Aggressive setup on the B bomb site. NiP take their time. Not every player is a big fan of Overpass. I think some of the stresses of it, even in a round such as this, is clearing the area towards A. It takes time. It takes utility. All that information can be played against by the likes of Outsiders. Ninja Turtle gloves. Imagine a spinning back fist with that on.
Ooh, they do look like they'd pack a punch.
Those flashbangs, you can actually get like dummy flashbangs from eBay, which are significant metal construction to the point where you do wonder if it's real. I have one at home. I won't be pulling the pin anytime soon.
No.
Flashbangs are quite dangerous, actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Very dangerous. This one might be for Ninjas in Pajamas because Outsiders have started to rotate towards the A-bomb site. And that flashbang has just been deployed now, but they are lining up for conflict. Only gets one. Flip is here with the MP9. But Rez will be a hammer drill with that Galil. Only one player lost. Not terribly concerning as Ninjas in Pajamas tie the score on the T side.
Keeping themselves in this map. But it is now the first test, or I should say true test, because Outsiders have their guns at the ready. Now, what do NiP have in their T-side playbook? They were a team in the past that were loving Overpass. There was a time period where they picked this map a lot. They're definitely no strangers to it. So they should have the fundamentals down. Should be ready for these mid-mollies, which are so common for the CTs. James is the man with the utility. Fame is the man looking for action, but no one there to take a fight against. See, that door got blown off, so now the T's have to put a smoke down if they want to focus these connector fights. And focus on connector they will. Look at all these NiP players, 4 of them.
Might be because they're expecting Flip, maybe. Of course, he's on the B bomb site. Such a pain in the first half was Flit in connector. Very careful in IP. James is position unknown with an AWP. And once he announces his presence, it normally means you're a man down. Fame's got the sound cues. Is there cover for the inside? Indeed there is. Look at the support. The other way around to normal. Jay misses a flick, but Fame somehow delivers. Head trickle trade, but that's the bomb spotted. There's still time for NiP to go either way. Outsiders don't have information towards short B, etc. right now. They do have 4 players up, and they believe in their reads. Everybody still on the A bomb site. Dropping some mollies around. 29 seconds now as Brollan tries to get something done. Chiron going for the transfer. Flitz here to trade. Bombs on the floor. 23 seconds. Rez has got so much to do. They're swinging on him as well. Molly towards default. Down he goes. No plan for you. Back in the lead, Outsiders.
That fight from Brollan, I think, was the moment that NiP needed him to win it. As soon as he loses out, that just puts Outsiders in a really powerful position with all those players close by. It's a nice little setup initially. Fame did have to flip back, but James was able to get out alive. And then you see, once the trades start to go down, the Outsiders players can just emerge from down below. Looks like a tech pause here. NiP having some issues, but I think it should be resolved quickly.
Yep, they're good to go. Or are they?
Yeah, we're okay. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, yeah, we are. Okay, they're okay again.
Config says yes, Rez says no, then says yes. Well then, Outsiders in the lead once again. Once NiP get onto the site, as you can see, they don't really have control of the whole thing. As you saw, so many Outsiders players ready. Not much doubt seeing from them. Not much doubt we're seeing from Outsiders in holding everybody on that A-bomb site. Big focus there, shutting down Ninjas in Pajamas, bleeding the money as they deny the bomb plant as well. First round on the board from Outsiders after 3 in a row from NiP. Again, they won both pistols, but they're still behind. Jamin Headtrick on the AWPs once again. Doesn't need long, does he? Brollan lucky to be alive.
Very relaxed start to the round for both teams, other than for those players who have taken the early damage. Ooh, Config actually just took some pot shots. I think it was a spam through from Chiron while he was in connector.
How do they find the 5 versus 4? NiP.
Outsiders are so turtled up. I don't think you're going to find it for free.
Yeah,
I feel like you've just got to commit to a bomb site to get even a single frag here.
You saw the setup that James and Fame had. More or less this. James covering the entrance to the toilets on the CT side once Fame had fallen back. Slight variation to it now. He can hear the grenades being deployed as well. Support flashes, so many showing. 40 seconds on the clock. That's the bomb as well. Quite clearly suggests a setup towards A. James spamming, but let's not forget, that's a 5-shot magazine. In the corner now, can't see anything. Rez drop, 28 seconds. Sight is cut in half, jumping through the smoke into 2 players. High variance plays from NiP, not going in their way. Headtrick and Alexi B now remaining. So awkward. Alexi B in the red. Still a 1. What? Hold on a second, what? What was that from Alexi B?
How does he do that? He's so low. That is not possible. I got to see that again. Did they line up? I don't think so.
That's crazy. He's done so much damage to their recon as well. What in the blazes, Alexi B?
It was all headshots in the kill feed.
4K, look at all that information. It's so hard to push this site though. The smoke up on the site. Oh, they lined up perfectly. They lined up like it was communion. 10 rounds apiece. And that's an impactful round. Again, you're not going to win a round like that all the time. But winning that particular round could have big implications for Ninjas in Pajamas. It's so hard once they get onto a site though. They're pushed into high variance. We've seen the kind of smokes that Outsiders can sometimes put down towards A as well, where you have to swing through the smoke to duel with them or walk into a crossfire. But they've broken the money, at least in the short term. So they can edge closer unless something goes wrong. We see a rifle will be pulled out for Chiron here. So Outsiders are not going to give them this one for free.
And in that previous round, you can't even use the excuse of Chiron being the new addition. It was Flit and Kicker that swung together and just did not have the right sort of spacing. think the time was an issue as well. The fact that you both swing like that, Alexi must be delighted that he's managed to steal that round. And as you were saying, that could honestly be the turning point here. If NiP can start to control the economy.
This could be huge for them. They have to understand that this is an opportunity they will not be gifted very often versus the likes of outsiders. Especially the way they make it so hard to get a bomb plant on the sites, especially A. We saw it on their previous overpass. Really tough to take those jewels to avoid getting traded. Absolutely designed to not be in their favor whatsoever. That's not a start they were looking for. Fame has found himself with two. Two with a 5-7. Kika flying through as well, keeping the pressure up. And Flitz creeping in with a 5-7 of his own. If they swing right off that pillar, they could work into a crossfire. James baiting off of his teammate there. Flip moving forward down to the 1v1. Where is James? Does he know? Seems to have an idea. Rez going for the plant now. He's got to commit to it. James forcing forward. Can he draw his gun in time, Rez? Yes. Creeping around the smoke. They cannot capitulate here. He didn't see him through the smoke either. Rez has no idea where James is. Oh, he's just about seen him, but he's still standing, Rez. Still standing, James. 13 HP now. Creeping closer. Rez cannot lose this duel. He has to prevail here. James somehow done it. That was the opportunity for NiP. They had to win this round.
So much damage done by Rez. You thought he had it. You thought he was in position, but then the shoulder peek allows James to do loads of damage back. And even on that final peek, I thought Rez was going to land a shot, but just didn't connect. Fame was incredible here. Look at this. He gets 2 kills, and he dinks head trick. He dinks the AWP at long range. He was the initial contact who was kind of meant to be the bait at barrels for those water players to get involved. But look at the reaction from outsiders. They're not always a team that show much emotion.
That was the door for a possible 2-0 for NiP. That was the door open, shut in their face. James at basically point-blank range, switching weapon as both players are dancing around the pillar, then waiting for the weapon to be ready to fire and dodging the opponent all that time, and then winning the duel with 13 HP. Utterly ridiculous. And let's not forget, that's such an opportunity lost. The money's broken for Ninjas in Pajamas as they lose the lead. And just pay attention to these buy rounds to come. How hard it is for NiP to control a bomb site versus the CT side of outsiders. It is never in grasp, really. It's so hard to plant that bomb, get away cleanly against this specific team. That is a massive opportunity loss for them.
Yeah, this round does not look like one where they'll get much going. Oh, it's again outsiders, always just winning that round in the key moment. They're just one of the best teams at doing that. Whenever you feel like they might get counted out if they're not careful, they come through with the important round win. Notice outsiders like a lot of these like dark green camo type guns on their skins. Not my style, I gotta say.
I love the camo. Fairy camo is underrated.
Fairy camo is cool.
Yeah. Dire situation for Ninjas in Pajamas. Inferno, the deciding map. Should it be required? Oh, all right. It's a promising start, but there's so much more work to do versus these rifles. These NiP players are naked. There's no Kevlar to be seen. And again, we've got a cover for Fame. This time it's Chiron, proving quite successful versus NiP. Limits the bleeding as well. James, the only one lost. AWP rescued by Flit. Outsiders, 4 rounds away from victory. NiP just 2 rounds shy. Starting to lose grip, though, in this second half.
Rez has still had a solid map, even if he wasn't able to win that prior clutch. Head trick also showing up. For NiP, now I'm curious to see if we watch them switch things up, because they've been committing to bomb sites pretty heavily here. We haven't seen them try any misdirection. Oh, and here's some aggression. Rez has to be holding for this. Flip round the corner. Was briefly blinded, but it wasn't good enough. He'll spray Rez down early. NiP have to fight from the back foot.
B-bomb site is a fortress. A-bomb site, smoke goes up. And you're in dire straits. Let's not forget that round where they were jumping through the smoke around the corner, NiP, to try and get an entry onto the site. And that's what I call oppression. Outsiders are so strong on Overpass. We haven't really seen NiP solve the problem just yet. Look at the timing from James. Brollan just continues to edge forward. Timing though, James still alive. Forced away, that's something for NiP in this 4 versus 5. There they go into short B. Will there be sound cues? Maybe Flitz heard something. You can see a different focus from the CTs now. As they put more people towards B, already for rotation. 27 seconds. Striping's all the way from Ninjas in Pajamas. They've got to find the entries, but the trades are here. 4 outsiders, 2 remain. With CTs on either side of them. James, Chiron to sweep up as well, or try to. Head trick in a 1 versus 3. 12 seconds on the clock. Another round in the bag for outsiders.
Yeah, outsiders have started to pick up on the NiP play style, grouping in these late rounds. They had a couple of incendiaries left towards B. One of them was put towards short. Then there was an incendiary on Monster as NiP tried to push the site. And that means that the CTs are so heavily focused on short. You even saw Chiron just go have a little look into Monster, see if anyone's stuck behind the flames. Realized there was no one there. They could catch NiP in the choke point, but now with the pistols, it's a faster B play from NiP.
In they go. Chiron, James, Flit will collect, and that is so brief. They barely break ground on the B-bomb site. And outsiders keep collecting. 14-10 by coming through for NiP once again. Still, many quests to be solved by Ninjas in Pajamas, and they're running out of time on Overpass. 21 frags for Flit. 20 for Head Trick, but they may all be in vain if things continue in this fashion. And I'm yet to see a reason why they wouldn't, to be honest.
Bit of aggro from Fame. Haven't seen this too much, but he's been blinded. And Brollan will run him down. James was playing in Connector. He's still there. He could be in trouble if he's not careful, but the spacing is not on point for NiP. And oh, James could go for more. No scope lands. He's going to switch to the AK for the close range action. He's actually pushed through the Connector smoke. James is on a mad one right now.
Oh, you must have heard Rez.
Yeah, you can't risk going up that ladder. Not right now, anyway. I mean, they took Fame out early. They know that James was in Connector. So maybe NiP are figuring the 2 A players are gone. It'll be a rotate onto this A site. It could be a weak spot. Chiron is jump peeking. He's got to be careful. Now he's been spotted. Head Trick looking to close the gap. Oh, it's a commitment. And Chiron caught in the corner. Easy pre-aim for Head Trick. And it should be a bomb plant any second.
James doesn't have his orb. He's also in playground. Long rotation towards long. They'll come from different directions. Outsiders, Kicker. May have to bide his time here. Got to be careful about his angles. Because there's one in the bank. Maybe more than one. Brollan with 2, leaving James in a 1 versus 3. Doesn't have a kit, actually.
Even with all that money.
Yeah. Standard James play. All right, then. NiP not done with this one just yet. It has been a struggle. They are losing most of the time, but they're still just 3 rounds shy of outsiders, thanks to the work they did earlier.
Yeah, nice faster round here, a faster group up from NiP. But you also have to remember, that's a round where outsiders kind of switch things up. You have Fame going much more aggressive than usual. It basically gave the chance for NiP to get this early pick, which kind of opened up the map. And I don't know if Outsiders need to give away those early fights in future. They might just sit back and start turtling up again, because that's what's been so effective.
James has a fantastic spawn to send it at the beginning of this round. She'll go for a peek on the upper area. See if anybody serves themselves up. Doesn't outstay his welcome. We'll see what he does next and what the setup will be. He'll have some rifle support. Fame in connector, or near connector. Fliss, of course, over towards B. The AKs are out for NiP. The simple flashes and entries have worked on occasion for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Losing one or two players early and then edging forwards, much more difficult affair. As we can see on the radar, Outsiders are playing very far back indeed, but Fame is still moving about, as is James. Going back to their old faithful setup again, this time on the inside. While the smoke is up, we'll see how it changes afterwards. NiP have got some of the toilets present. They've got a lurker outside B. And config around connector. Heading towards the 45-second mark. You can see Rez just trying to bait out utility. That's been a problem as well. At this point, James the only man with grenades. Actually dropping grenades for his teammates to collect so we can focus on the sniping. Smart stuff, 35 seconds on the clock.
These slow rounds haven't been effective for NiP. That's got to change here. And Kicker. Oh, and Flit. What is that shot? All-bang headshot looks so clean.
Oh,
and Flit keeps on farming.
That's a complete catastrophe. Kicker pushed B. He pushed Monster and won the duel. Short duel won soon after. And they lose the bomb in connector, just trying to trade the frag.
Bro. You don't have time.
Oh, no. That's a disaster for Ninjas in Pyjamas. Their money's utterly ruined as well. And with that round go, their hopes of winning Overpass, surely.
Oh, and Brollan's gone.
What happened on Monster? Kicker just walked through. I don't know if there was a flash that happened while we were on the other side of the map. There was so much happening at the same time. But there were big frags lost, trying to trade. They should never be winning that one, surely. Oh. Then they lose the bomb in connector as the third kill. They can't have been expecting that. Perhaps he was looking at the radar, I don't know. But that is quite the round from Outsiders, giving NiP nothing for free. A Desert Eagle and a Scout, part of the buy for NiP. The 3 AKs will have to do work here. Once again, it will have to be dry. So light on utility. Will they find an angle on Flit? They will. Good timing if they can get the kill. Just about, yes. Chiron trying to respond. Perhaps there's a chance yet for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
Oh, the nade not on point onto Alexi. Could have finished him if it was a good one. That's a great shot from Headtrick. The Scout flicks up to the face of Fame. Kicker finally bringing something back, but NiP grouping up in the mid round. Faster this time, on towards A, and Chiron just arrives in time. He's looking for fights that won't be favorable. Rez hits the headshot, and NiP should be staying in it.
We're not done just yet after all. Backs to the wall, NiP are swinging. Heading to 12. Money getting dodgy for Outsiders. There is a chance of overtime after all. The pulse is still there. The heart's still beating for NiP on Overpass. Up against one of the hardest teams to play that there is on this map.
I still feel like Outsiders are just going to start sitting back in some of these rounds coming up, and that's when NiP are really going to be tested. It's another round here where they're able to get an early kill, and it kind of allows the rest of the action to begin. But in a lot of the prior rounds, Outsiders have just been sitting back on bomb sites and saying, all right, NiP, you think you're good on Overpass? Prove it. Making them execute into the CT setups that were pretty strong early in this half. There's an AWP on the floor for James. Yeah, not a bad spawn for him. See if he goes connector or mid. Looks like connector is where he wants to end up. Has been a pretty action position so far. And Alres gets the opportunity for a fight, but it was a very awkward angle.
Quite sneaky with the door blown off. But importantly for Ninjas in Pyjamas, everybody's alive. Outsiders looking for that 5v4. We heard some stats about their 5v4s. I think it was 83% success. That's crazy.
Bit of damage from the nades. They heard the smoke extinguishing the molly that, so they knew someone was around. Again, we got Jame and Fame set up on the A site. They've been pretty good when they've been tested, even if Fame hasn't had his best map here. Jame really wants this early action. Flash in. Ooh, he's toying with them. Smoke will keep him safe, and Fame just wins the fight anyway.
Love the urgency. They know they're so strong with that man advantage. See if they can hold on to it. More rotation as they are slowing down NiP, slowing down their advance to the site, trying to find angles, but they're so well placed. Finally a frag for Config and NiP, but is it too late? The A site is so hard for them to breach, and Split will deliver a frag. Head trick to trade, but it's, again, the advantages are all for outsiders. Man advantage, time advantage as well. That clock is ticking. The bomb's dropped. Rez has to find 3 with 15 seconds. And that's it. Overpass is done. Outsiders force their way to Inferno.